Hey everyone, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your daily forecast for the day of Thursday, October 5th, 2017. Now, happy full moon. How's everyone feeling? That is essentially, to me, what is the big thing going on for today, because we have the moon here in Aries, 10 degrees, in an opposition with the sun. That's what makes a full moon. A full moon in astrology, it'll come exact around 11 a.m. Mountain Time here when the moon hits 12 degrees, exactly opposite the sun here, okay? And what that means to me is, of course, with the moon in Aries, we're still thinking about our identity, about who we are, about what's important to us, and just everything about us in some way. And I think we're really trying to get that right, figure that out, who we are, what we want, what's important to us, so that we can eventually let that go and move on, to stop thinking about ourselves and to start thinking over here where the sun is, about our relationships, about some big commitments that we need to make and things like that, okay? I think we're already thinking about that with Mercury there. We already are thinking about other people, about making some commitments, about some other things that we need to do that perhaps are a little bit opposite our own desires in some way, and opposite our own things that we want. And I think right now we're trying to finish up what is going on with us and finish up all of this stuff that's happening inside with ourselves, so that we really can more fully move forward on some of these projects that we have to make, on our relationships and on other people. And I think today is going to be the day to make some progress, to make some big moves, to get what it is that you want and that you need, so that you can then feel more comfortable and more at peace moving forward on some of these other things. As to where the past few days it may have been a little bit difficult for you to feel as though you were making progress when the moon was in Pisces and not really making many aspects last night, I feel like today will be a much better day for you to make the moves that you need to make in order to get right with yourself and do some things that are really important to you. All right, I feel like doing that and focusing on some things that you want are really going to help you to then navigate your life and move your life in the right direction, to do something that is really important to you. Yeah, just put your life in the right place with the moon here making a trine over to Pluto in Capricorn here, really going to help you to make some last minute changes, or your last bit of changes that you really need, okay, to get right with yourself and to feel more comfortable with the life that you are now stepping into. All right, you may need to think a little bit differently here about your day-to-day life, your routines, your job, the way that you organize your life, also about relationships and money and how you deal with relationships and money on the day-to-day as you move forward here, though, and needing to redirect some of that with the moon making a quincunx as well to Mars and to Venus, indicating some kind of change of thought is needed in the way that you think about your day-to-day life, money, and relationships before it is that you can really begin to move forward, okay? So I think that is essentially what is going on today here, trying to get right with yourself, get what you need in whatever way that you can, so that you really can begin to move forward feeling better, all right? Now, as that is happening, just to show you what's going on here, we do have Mars and Venus here conjunct together in Virgo, okay, bringing our focus, like I said, to our daily routines, to our jobs, to making some really big things happen externally in our life in some way here. And they've been making this trine to Pluto for a little while here, bringing up some big changes in our life in a very practical way about where life is going and how we get there and what it looks like, okay, bringing up some of those changes. And with these two planets about to come into a square to Saturn in the next few days or so, we're then going to have to commit to all of these changes, okay? Really have to live them, even if they feel a little restricting, even if they're not what it is quite that we want yet, okay? So I think this full moon here is really pushing you to say, what do you want? Make sure that you get what you want. Make sure that you get what you need, okay, so that you eventually can let go of some of your desires, let go of some of these things that are really, really important to you, and start to focus on some other things. And you want to make sure that you do it now while you still can, before Saturn comes in, you know, putting the law down, saying, look, you can't do this anymore. You made the changes you need to make and we're all done. And I think now, while we're still finishing up making some last minute changes, you also need to make sure that you get what you need as well while all that is happening, okay? So I think that's the main thing of what's going on there. Some unexpected things still coming up in relationships with other people, with the Jupiter-Uranus opposition still going on strong. I think more unexpected things are going to come up tomorrow with the moon here moving on to Uranus tomorrow, okay? So as we're trying to finish our identity to get things that we want, I think people are going to pull some last minute unexpected moves to readjust relationships and to make some changes that you need to make, especially coming on here. But I think we're still trying to figure out how we can bring ourselves into relationships, having to do some things that we need, communicating a lot about our relationships and our commitments, okay? Saturn really likes Libra, so when we have this really strong Saturn restrictive influence coming in, I think it's going to help us to focus on some commitment, some things we need to focus on in order to build something. And I think right now we're just trying to get the balance right here, make sure that we're getting everything that we need and making some last minute changes before we can move forward. And I think once we make those changes and are able to commit to it, we're really going to have some doors open up for us that we didn't see, that be able to move forward in the right direction, okay, in a lot of ways, to really begin to maneuver our life in other ways and come into new chapters here now that all of these planets are past this like crazy eclipse degree that was going on the past few weeks, okay? So that's what I've got there for you. Now your card for the week is the Six of Cups reversed. This, or for the day, is the Six of Cups reversed. This to me is a card of letting things go. It's a card of when you look back at the past and you think, you know what, the past was better than the future, you know, like this is the way I think of this card. And I think what you need to realize is that no, the future can be just as good as the past, all right? You just haven't created it yet. You just aren't there yet, so you just don't know. And I think you need to trust that it's gonna be better, that it's gonna be good, that you're gonna have an opportunity to make new memories and new things that are just as good here. And you need to realize that so that you can let go of the past and let go of some things that aren't working out for you and stop idolizing the past for whatever reason here and really move in the future. And I think right now we're in an interesting place between like our old life that we need to get rid of and between this new life that we're moving into. And I think we need to make whatever changes that we can make to step into this new life without holding on too much to the past here as we move forward, okay? So that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.